Yes, I'm so sorry. She's on. I can't hear you when. Oh, last week? Okay, so this is the period of Shiva. Okay. We have her name, but we need to put it on Shiva. Thank you. So sorry. Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
And also the Shana Tova to all of you. I think there are people, yes they are online. Turn around, please, and say hello and wish them Shabbat Shalom. And those of you who are coming into us from home and here, we appreciate you, the strong of heart, to continue coming to services even after such a wonderful and long day as Yom Kippur. So we're grateful that you are here to support us and spend time with us as we pray together this beautiful Shabbat. And don't forget that the gates aren't really closed fully, and they don't close until the end of Sukkot, so there's still time to, get your prayers and forgiveness issues together. So we begin this beautiful Shabbat with the lighting of candles. We bring light into this night, and we invite Lori Shearer to light the candles for us. Page 2.
We begin Kabbalat Shabbat this evening. Invite you first as a welcome. Take a moment, turn to someone around you, behind you, on the chat, leave a message, say Shabbat Shalom. Also, Chag Sameach. We're entering Zman Simchatenu, it's the season of our rejoicing, this moment. Join us on page 14, Shir Chadash. We join together.
To
Page 20 in our prayer books, L'chadodi likrat kala, come my beloved, as we greet the Sabbath bride.
Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nikabeh, yalalai l'chadodi, yalalai l'kat kala, yalalai b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nikabeh. Shamor v'zachor, b'dibur echad, ki yishmi'anu el hamyuchad. Adonai echad, u'shemo echad, l'shemo tiferet v'litila. Yalalai l'chadodi, yalalai l'krat kala, yalalai b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nikabeh, yalalai l'chadodi, yalalai l'krat kala, yalalai b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nikabeh. Hitoreri, kivorech umiori, uri, shir Davidi, kevod Adonai, alayich nigla. Yalalai l'chadodi, yalalai l'kat kala, yalalai b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nikabeh, yalalai l'chadodi, yalalai l'krat kala, Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nikabeh. Bohi v'shalom, ateret balav, gam b'simcha uv'sahala. Toch emuneh am segulam, boi chalav, boi chalav. Yalalai l'chadodi, yalalai l'kat kala, yalalai b'nei Shabbat, b'nei Shabbat nikabeh, yalalai l'chadodi, yalalai l'kat kala.
As we prepare our hearts spiritually to enter into this moment, as we are all standing, we turn to page 146 in our prayer books. We face towards Jerusalem. We join together for the Baruch Hu.
Yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, lai, yai, lai, 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 yai, lai, 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 yai, lai.
Page 147. We join together responsively. Adonai, your majesty is proclaimed by the marvels of earth and sky. Sun, moon, and stars testify to your power and wisdom together.
Day follows day in endless succession, and the years vanish, but your sovereignty endures.
Though all things pass, let not your glory depart from us. Help us to become co-workers with you and endow our fleeting days with abiding worth. Baruch atah Adonai Hamariv Aravim. Again, responsively, wisdom and wonder, passion and instruction, story and symbol, all these things your Torah gives to us. And the more we devote ourselves to it, the more it grows and gives. What could be a truer token of your abiding love than this holiness of your works and the living language that gives it form? Baruch atah Adonai Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad.
Please be seated. We continue on page 150 with the Ve'ahavta.
ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודך והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושיננתם לבניך ודיברתם בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם להיות על ידך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתיכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. אמת.
Long ago, we escaped tyranny, and that tyranny was from a bad leader. And we are well aware of the leaders that are tyrants in our own time and in the past. And we have learned that we can count on ourselves and on our God to step away from that tyranny and to move towards freedom. And that is our hope each and every day. Micha Mocha, page 152.
תקננו בעצה טובה מלפניך והושיענו למען שמך.
השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ושמור צאתנו ובואנו לחיים ושלום מעתה ועד השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. שמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ביני לבין בני ישראל אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני. את השמיים ואת
הארץ. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את and we begin our Amidah.
Ibane, Yalalai, Yalalai, Yalalai.
The love that comes from building a world such as ours also goes to those who are in need of healing, whether healing of body or healing of spirit. And is our prayer that the kind of healing that needs to happen happens soon. In our community, we're thinking about Ari Zalman Leib ben Shoshana Moshe, Dina Leah Batzohara, Lauren Berman, Nellie Dean, Paul Dean, Spencer Dickon, Ellen Edwards, Jessica Lynn Friedman, Denise Garrick, Nancy Gordon, Sonia Grossberg, Juliana Haken, Ellen Hutt, Ruth Jordan, Richard Kitson, Rebecca Lahana, Roberto Lahana, Joyce Layton, Deborah Levin, Marshall J. Lewis, Nechama Bat Rafael, Claudia Liebenson, Michal Iran Bat Jael, Jim McIndoe, Julian Colleen Medania O'Haro, Yoram Minis, Liza Nelson, Stanley Raven, Sharon Resnick, Sharon Ritter, Galina Rubalchenko, Rosa Santiago, Jeannie Schnitzer, Rhonda Schwartz, Ilana Schaefer, Bernard Stein, Seth Streichler, Lynn Slotkin, Cindy Spector, Gerald Trimble, Kathy Weil, John Weil, Beatrice Weiner, Arlene Wellborn, George Wise, and Todd Villa. Perhaps you have someone at home that you're praying for. Please put their names in the chat so that we know who they are and how to help. And as I come around the congregation, please let us know who you're praying for.
לכולם שמות יקרא הרופא לשבור אליו ומחפש לעצבותם מונה מספר לכוכבים לכולם שמות יקרא know where they are. Healer of the brokenhearted, binder of our wounds, counter of uncountable stars. You know who we are.
I know that so many of you went outdoors right after the break fast of Yom Kippur and began building your Sukkot, getting ready for the harvest festival. But on the off chance that you didn't start building, you can start or finish up Saturday night and Sunday morning. Or you can help us at our sukkah here out on the courtyard Sunday morning. Or like me, you can take advantage of your pergola on your patios or of a gazebo in your yard and use them as starter sukkahs. I put palm fronds up over the top and hang electric grape bunches and use a variety of gourds to decorate. It makes the holiday physically present for me, even though I'm not building a sukkah from scratch. You can probably call Home Depot and see if they still have sukkah starter kits. Having meals in the sukkah or sleeping in the sukkah when possible is such a joyful way to celebrate Zman Simchatenu, the season of our joy. And that is happening Sunday night. And there's also another way of celebrating in the sukkah, or perhaps just in a meal in the house or outside in the yard, with a tradition called ushpizin, the Aramaic word for guests. Traditionally, 7 of our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, Aaron, Joseph, and David, are invited as special guests into our Sukkot. Often a list of the names is hung inside the sukkah, sometimes with descriptions of the guests, and sometimes with artistic renderings. As moderns and Reformed Jews, we like to include the mothers, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, along with the fathers. Oddly, it also adds up to 7. This idea of welcoming the 7 guests came out of the Kabbalistic tradition from the 16th century mystic Rabbi Isaac Luria of Sfat, who gave the instructions to invite great biblical leader every night into the sukkah. According to Kabbalistic thought, each leader represented aspects of the mystical emanations of God that deal with loving kindness, power, beauty, endurance, glory, foundation, and majesty, and that by welcoming these guests, each of us could connect with the Creator through those aspects. In addition to prayers for candle and kiddush and motzi and the lulav and etrog, which are part of the tradition, there's a special prayer that is read before the meal, and the spiritual guest is invited. It says in part, "May it be your will, Adonai our God and God of our ancestors, to send your presence to come into our midst and to spread over us the sukkah of your peace. Give sufficient bread and water to all who are hungry and thirsty. Give us many days to grow old upon this earth, that we may serve you. I invite to my meal the exalted guests, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph, Moses, Aaron, and David." And on each night, another guest is addressed individually. For example, Rachel Imenu, Rachel our mother, exalted guest, May it please you to have all of the exalted guests join me and you, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, and Leah, into this Sukkah. So let's just think for a moment. Who would you like to invite into your Sukkah, living or dead? Who was or is important in your life or had influence in the world? And what question or questions would you like to ask that person? Perhaps invite one of your Lamed Vavniks that you chose on Rosh Hashanah, as Rabbi Gimbel asked of you. Create a conversation around your special dinner guest. Who are they, and why did you invite them? What are the important questions you would want to know about them? What would you ask Abraham or Leah if you could? The Sukkah itself brings one of the great themes of Sukkot, Hachnasat Orchim, hospitality, a time-honored tradition in Judaism. From the time of Abraham and Sarah when they invited strangers into their tent, and a tradition that over these past couple of years, I have sort of been remiss to practice often enough. Certainly, COVID did not help. And I would think that we are past that, at least I'd like to hope that. Friendships, community, family, all things so important to us can be honored and reestablished this Sukkot with a simple, heartfelt invitation to share a meal, a drink, a snack, and a conversation. Open your tents, as did Abraham and Sarah, and make this beautiful harvest holiday a time of sharing your Sukkah and welcoming all your guests with joy and respect. Shabbat Shalom. I'd like to invite Lori Shearer for some announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Chag Sameach. Welcome. My name is Lori Shearer, and I serve on your board of directors. Thanks to the Men's Club, Marty and Robert, for ushering tonight. Thanks, Heidi and Andy. And our members of our youth choir, Sophie and Amelia and Anna, for lifting us up tonight with your beautiful music and opening our hearts. To find out about our enriching and extensive programming and services at Beth Israel, please go to our website, cbisd.org. I'm very excited with Sukkot approaching to let you know to mark your calendars for, there's a wonderful service Monday morning at 10 a.m. in the Foster Family Chapel, and we'll all have lunch together in the Sukkah. It's one of my favorite services, so I hope to see many of you there. Also, the building of the Sukkah with the Men's Club, you don't want to miss that. It's a great time. So come 9 o'clock Sunday morning, we'll have coffee and bagels and be able to be involved with the mitzvah of building the Sukkah. Following week is Simchat Torah, and we are, the October 14th, we're going to have the Shabbat, Sukkot Shabbat. Excuse me, I'm getting ahead of myself. So please come, and we're going to have an extended oneg that evening and share the celebration of Sukkot together. And the following week is Simchat Torah. So please mark your calendars, and again, go to the website for all of this information. I'd like to share with you the Sabbath prayer by Ruth F. Bryn. God, help us now to make this new Shabbat. After noise, we seek quiet. After crowds of indifferent strangers, we seek to touch those we love. After concentrating on work and responsibility, we seek freedom to meditate, to listen to our inward selves. We open our eyes to the hidden beauties and the infinite possibilities in the world you are creating. We break open the gates of the reservoirs of goodness and kindness in ourselves and in others. We reach toward one holy, perfect moment of Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
We begin concluding our service this evening. I invite you to turn to the Elena on page 282 and rise if you're able.
עלינו לשבח, לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומועטים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ. ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד, ושמו אחד.
Will you please be seated? So we take a few moments in our prayers to think of those who are no longer physically with us, those who live on in our hearts and in our memories. And in this time, we think of James Benson, father of Renee Babush, who passed on October 3rd. In this period of Shloshim, Enid Barron, Michael Moore, Virginia Ginger Kasi, and Ella Glickman. And in this period of Shloshim, these 30 days past burial, we think of Ava Packard, Melvin Nimoy, Sandra Joaquin Rose, Zane Feldman, and Elliot Goldstein. I invite you, as well as you hear names of loved ones, to stand at this time so we as a community can acknowledge your presence here this evening with us. In this time of season, we think of the art sites of beloved Joe Abrams, Joseph Adlersberg, Morris Alpert, Dorothy Levin Aronson, Morris Babe, Lena Bain, Sylvia Bartel, Emmanuel Barth, Jack Basser, Philip Bennett, Oscar Block, Florence Bloom, Maurice Bloom, Hyman Brito, William Chamberlain, Joyce Chernai, Sarah Codner, Corrine Cohen, Marvin Cohen, Carol Cohen, Geraldine Croner, Rex Davis Sr., Alvin Dundee, Marcia Ferrer, Ray Furzig, Esther Feinberg, Sharon Parker Fogg, Norman Folby, Max Forsheimer, Harold Frank, Pauline Garblick, Lillian Gilbert, Harry Goldberg, Sam Goldberg, Pearl Goldman, Ethel Rachel Goldstein, George I. Goodman, Charles Gopin, Irving Granite, Sylvia Green, Harry Greenspan, Minnie Grossman, Harry Haskvitz, Charles Hertzman, Roy Hung, Irving Hasenput, Eleanor Hyatt, C. Marie Ilko, Annalie Kahn, Deda Ruth Lawton, Dorothy Leeds, Benjamin Levin, Alfred Levy, Isaac Leibowitz, Rosalind Littman, Bernard Luther, Selma Malk, Nan Manis, Irvin Marblestone, Fred Marcus, Mary Georges Marshall, Renee Marker, Ann Mintier, Isadora Mishuk, Lawrence R. Mishuk, Esther Ruth Muller, Harriet Niss, Edward Norrens, Rosabelle Oxner, Harry Oxner, Mattis Oken, Sarah Pappelbaum, Leah Patz, Irving Paul, Ann Platt, Frida Pleiner, John Pollock, Mark Pollock, Melvin Pollock, Alan Portnoy, Rita Press, Jacob Raffleson, Stanley Ray, Cy Robbins, Greg Rogan, Alfred Rosenfeld, Selma Rubinstein, Sophie Saltzman, Betty Samet, Gerald Sachs, Laura Schiller, Chaya Sarah Schoenberger, Dixie Schumacher, Aaron Schwartz, Marvin Siegel, Del Silver, Richard Silver, Rebecca Silverman, Adam Simon, Avery Simon, Elaine Singer, Rose Slav, Gloria Penner Snyder, Abraham David Stein, Faye Stein, Irene Stern, Rose Stiegler, Tom Stewart, Stephanie Sussman, Stephen Tarko, I. Harry Tannenbaum, Stanley Turkel, Alice Van Leer, Kurt Weinbach, Max Weissman, Lieutenant Colonel A. Williams, Ada Wolf, and Nathan Zung. If there is a name that you would like to add to this list, I invite you to rise at this time and share with our community. As we acknowledge our mourners in this moment and those who come to observe yard sites, we rise together as we hold shoulder to shoulder with those sacred mourners, and together we join and say on the Kaddish tome, page 294. Yitzgadal v'yitzgadash me'rabah, be'alma divrach hirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon u'v'yomechon, u'v'chayei l'chol Beth Israel, ba'gala u'v'zman kariv v'imru amen, Yehei shmei rabba mevarach le'olam u'lamei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shmed kudusha b'richu le'elam mikol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechemata damiran be'alma v'imru amen Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim alinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen Oseh shalom b'mermav uyaseh shalom Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha. May their memories, may their presence here on earth ever continue to abide, inspire, and be for blessing as we say together, amen. I invite you to put your prayer books down, place your arms around loved ones who you are comfortable with at this moment. Oseh shalom, the words that we ask of God to bring to our communities, ourselves, our world, a prayer of peace. We join together.
Oseh
season, as we enter Zman Simchatenu, a season of our rejoicing, we say Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach, and we join together for the Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz, u'te'avon. Shabbat Shalom.